Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't roll my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Derwin ILenre.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me?
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Daily Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, so with that all being said, before we get into it, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. All right, hello, we the people. Claudette is in the virtual building. All right, Desmond, Nessa G. Okay, let's get into a G from the land. All right, Reggie is in the building. Okay. Shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. And a big shout out to my moderators because y'all know they be putting in work. All right, Jackie Davis is here. We the people. Okay, so let's get this party started. I see you, Alice. Okay, so without further ado, hey, Dark 2, let's get it started. Likes up, everyone. Don't forget to like and share. Also, don't forget to double check and make sure you're still subscribed, especially if you haven't been receiving notifications.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so with that all being said, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com, and she sells beard oil as well. Okay, so let's get into it. We have a lot to unpack. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about this nefarious baker that I told you all about. Okay, I told you all earlier that we're going to be discussing this British baker who moved to Mexico City and then was talking all the trash about them not having any culture as far as bread was concerned and pastries and whatnot. His name is Richard Hart, and people have been going in on him, like I said, because he did an interview and they felt like he was being disrespectful.
Stop. For real this time. You're worldwide, y'all are behaving outrageously. I just saw something on my feed. This British guy that opened a bakery in Mexico City and talking shit about torta, saying that they don't have a bread culture. Just, I'm not even exaggerating. And people are gonna be like, oh, why does this have anything to do with you? Aren't you Korean or Chinese or whatever? Well, my husband's Mexican one, so, but even if he wasn't, fuck you, I can say whatever the fuck I want. And New York, it's going on everywhere. In New York, they just opened Meadow Lane. This Australian bitch talking about came out with something called Soul Tonic. Why can't y'all just enjoy things? Why do you have to colonize, take, steal, co-opt? Why? It's a sick.
You know, that's a fair question. Okay, I think that's a very fair question. And especially for those of them who don't like people who look like us or who don't like people who don't look like them. Okay, why do you want to copy these people's culture? I always thought that was so damn stupid. And it really just shows that it's all just jealousy and envy when you think about it. Let's not forget the KKK member who has locks like mine, but you're in the Klan. And you clearly don't like black folk, but why are you wearing our hairstyles? Make it all make sense, okay? What about the other one who did a song about lynching, hanging people from trees, used the N-word? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Did a whole video about that song, and then in the song he's got some big redneck MAGA, MAGA cult member sitting there rapping. I'm sorry, what would they do without us? Okay, that's what they should ask themselves. What the hell would you do without black people? But let me continue because I'm going off track.
It's a sickness. Y'all need risk. You don't understand the concept of honor and respect for like. And as a Korean, see, I'm gonna see my blood pressure. I grew up in Korea on the other side of the world, eating gonjas. Y'all know why? What do you? Y'all understand that and Koreans understand this because we honor y'all. I knew that soborobang is Mexican. It's inspired by Mexican bread. And the white people of Japan, your shokuru pan or whatever the fuck it's called, that's also inspired by Mexican bread, gonjas. Melon pan, gonjas. So, and also the whole concept of getting bread on and putting on a little tray with a little tongs came from Mexico. So, how the fuck are you going to go to the place that brought bread culture to halfway across the world, that was generous to share that, or to, and you know the thing is about, and you might think, oh, is it
We all saw that video of the conquistador saying that he's gonna have the best panaderia in all of Mexico, and how Mexico doesn't have a bread culture.
Notice that she called him a conquistador. Well, let's continue.
Yeah. There's a guy that comes to my neighborhood every night. He sells pan out of his van, really out the back of his van. I asked him the other day, I was like, hey, do you guys have like a panaderia actually? And he's like, yeah, it's in Cuapinole. Yo crecí allá con mis tíos, mi abuelo, mi tatarabuelo, toda su familia son panaderos. And so I'm about to walk all the way to Cuapinole with Huarache to try some of the bread from the actual panaderia. It's as good as it is out of the van. I can only imagine how good it is from the actual place. I could easily order a car, but I honestly love walking around. All of these little neighborhoods are so cute. I always find like new restaurants and stuff that I should try. Like, look how beautiful. Look how nice these are. I am like 30 minutes away at this point. That place smelled really good. I might come back and eat there. Okay, we are 20 minutes away. Why did I get to Cuapinole and the sun came out? That's cute. This shit's so beautiful. Less than 15 minutes away from the spot right now. I should come down here and try these tortillas. We are less than 10 minutes away. You'll be fine.
¿Ya grabaste?
No,
graba abajo.
sí.
Graba abajo. Ahí graba.
¿Tienes las mantecadas, los muffins?
Colonizers will be colonizers. A British chef making headlines recently after deciding to open a bakery in Mexico City. Why?
Because they don't really have much of a bread culture. They make tortas on these white, ugly rolls that are pretty cheap industrial.
I'm going to tell you what's wrong with this to me, as someone who isn't even Mexican but has been to Mexico a few times. So surely someone opening a business in Mexico should know more than me, but let's see. First of all, I don't know why he singled out tortas. I mean, yes, they have bread, but Mexicans eat bread pan in a lot of other ways, like pastries, pan dulce, which you're gonna sell at your bakery, I assume. I don't get it at all. Why did you talk about tortas instead of, like, I don't know, conchas? Second of all, you're opening a bakery in Mexico City, probably the most gentrified city in all of Mexico. If there was anywhere in Mexico with bread culture similar to that of the British, it would be in Mexico City. Not to mention you're opening it here, which, as you guys can tell, is so littered with my own saved places, because that is like the most expat heavy, tourist heavy, gentrified neighborhood in all of Mexico City. If you were ever gonna claim that you're bringing bread culture to Mexico City, why the fuck would you open a bakery there? It just screams to me, I don't care about anything. I just want to take advantage of cheap labor, tourist money, and price out a local bakery that could have been there instead. So my Mexican brothers and sisters, we get it. We get it.
I'm going to open the world's best bakery in Mexico City.
That's so exciting.
See Mexico, because they don't really have much of a bread culture. They make tortas on these white, ugly rolls that are pretty cheap industrial.
That BS that you just heard is Richard Hart, a British baker and the owner of Green Rhino Bakery in Mexico City, who recently had the audacity to say on a podcast that Mexico doesn't have
Not sure why the video cut off. Okay. So anyway, there you have it. I just wanted you all to see how he went over to Mexico. And this is a common thing with people like him. Okay, because they just think that they're supposed to have their way or whatever, and everything's supposed to go their way, and they can say whatever. He went over there. Now, mind you, some of these people, of course, were shopping with him. And then he goes on this interview dragging them and talking about they don't have culture. What he was really doing was uplifting himself and his business, which is fine. That's what anybody should do. But do you have to talk down on other people to do so? Okay, so now they're not trying to shop with him. Okay, they really want him out of there. And some people went there and put graffiti on the front of his building. Now, I'm not saying that was right, but I'm just saying he brought it on himself. Okay, he brought it on himself. DJ Big Six wants to know, why are people shopping with him? Are they? No, they're not now. After he said that, definitely not. Okay, definitely not. And like they said, one of the people said in the video that he was trying to appeal to the tourist population. And there's really nothing wrong with that. But him dragging people in Mexico when you're in there, you're in Mexico, that's just dumb. Okay, that's just as dumb as the people going over to Africa and then starting their businesses and being racist towards Africans. Okay, how many times have we talked about that? So anyway, I find it all interesting. Okay, Reggie said that's par for the course. It said his bread is going to be stale now. Okay, I don't think anybody's going to be buying it. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's talk about Clarissa Shields and Papoose and this interview they did on the Breakfast Club. Really, they were interviewing Papoose. Clarissa was kind of in the background. If you all saw it, put a 1 in the chat if you saw the video. I really watched it last night because everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people had so much to say. Okay, doing videos on TikTok talking trash about Clarissa. Now, not everyone was talking trash about her, but it seemed like a lot of people were. And I'm like, why does everybody hate on this lady? Why are they so upset that she's with Papoose when Remy Ma is the one who cheated in the first place? And she has somebody else. Why aren't they saying anything about that? Why are they all up in Papoose's business? And why are all these lame, broke broads who don't have any money and no men, clearly? Okay, they're not happy with their own relationships is why they're so worried about this one, just my opinion. But why are they sitting there trying to say that Papoose is only with Clarissa for her money? What makes them think that? They don't think Papoose has any money? I find that interesting. And didn't Papoose help her to secure that $8 million deal that she got? I think he did. Okay. I think he did. But you know what that says to me? All of these women who are talking crazy, trying to go in on them and being so critical of their relationship, these women cannot have men. Or if they do, they can't be in happy relationships. You just can't. You cannot be in a happy relationship and so consumed, obsessed, and have so much time on your hands to be dragging someone else about how they behave in their relationship. I mean, you can see that a lot of these young Black women, and this is all true. If anybody's offended, too bad and so sad. But it is, in my opinion, that many of these young Black women of today just don't have the sense that we had growing up. Okay, they just don't have the sense that we had, because here's the thing. They think that men are supposed to cater to them, give them all this money, take care of them, bring all of this to the table while they don't have to bring anything but their body that many of them are paying for these days. That's what it seems like. And then when you get someone like Clarissa, who has her own career that she's built for herself, she's a millionaire. Like, why do they think she cares what they say? Okay? I just find it all interesting. I really, really do. I think it's very sad, because you have to be a miserable person to be sitting here telling somebody about what they should or shouldn't be doing for their man. So let me get this straight. So they think that because Clarissa said that she caters to Pap, that she said that she's like his little assistant. She's always asking him what he needs, what can she do for him. That's what you're supposed to do for your man, if you want to keep it. Okay? Please make it all make sense. That's what you're supposed to do. But sadly, some of these women today, they don't know that. They think it's all about them. Okay? And they wonder why they become pass-arounds. Okay? I'm just saying. So with that all being said, Reggie, thank you, beloved, for your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. It's nice to know that my hard work is appreciated. All right? Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so I just feel like, they're giving Clarissa a hard time. And here's what I also think. I think that Clarissa spends more time than she should trying to explain herself to these people. Because I wouldn't explain a damn thing to them, because I wouldn't care what they think. And she shouldn't. But I feel like because they're always saying something about Pap still being married to Remy, why are they still married? Because Pap literally had the divorce papers in his pocket one day. Who's not signing? I have questions. And then they say, oh, he still wants Remy. Why would he want Remy when Remy was out there messing around with some lame, okay, that Papoose ended up knocking out? I'm sorry, make that make sense. And after we all heard the conversation between that dude and Remy when all of the stuff was going on online. Y'all think he really wants her after that? Not to mention, he said that there was some lady who likes ladies that was staying with them after somebody Remy met in prison, who Remy had in their house. And he said he thought Remy was messing around with her too. This is all alleged. But at the end of the day, y'all really think this man wants her back? I don't. Okay, I don't. So anyway, I think that Remy has things going for herself or whatever. I think that Clarissa has things going for herself. And what it seems to me is that these are just fans. Fans have picked a side, and that's fine. But when you pick a side, do you really have to drag the other person that you really don't even know? Do you really have to be mad at them? Like, it's really amazing to me how some people are so vested in these celebrities as if they know them in real life. Right? I mean, they seem like they are so vested in them as if these are their family members. Like they really are ready to fight for them, some of these people. It's just crazy to me. But anyway, let's go to the footage. Now, I'm not going to be showing this video. I'm going to let you all hear the audio because y'all know this is the Breakfast Club. Okay, Mel said Remy is jealous of Clarissa. Of course she is. And listen, anybody denying that is just slow. Because we all know that when Remy posted the text messages between her and Pap, posted the video that Pap sent her when he was in Africa. Okay, then she posted showing that, or she said that Pap lied to Clarissa, saying that he had to get shots to go to Africa. And Remy said that he's still on her insurance and he didn't need shots and he's lying or whatever. So why are you telling her this? For her own good? We know that's not why you're telling her. So why else would you be telling this woman anything about that man that you claim you no longer want? You'd be doing that because you're mad, because you're not happy where you are. Because people who are happy where they are, they don't look back at past relationships. That's what they don't do. And they don't concern themselves with what's going on in said relationships. Now, we could all say that Pap said some things about Remy and her relationship, but Pap didn't say a darn thing until Remy kept saying stuff for days. And then she brought his son into into it and started acting like, he had a problem with his son being LGBTQ. So once she did that, that's when he had enough, and he came out and said something in defense of himself. But one thing that he has not ever really done, in my opinion, is really dragged Remy like he could, because she's dragged him. Okay. And another thing, let me say this before we go to the audio. There were people that I saw in comments, like on TikTok or whatever, saying things like, oh, Pat, he doesn't want her. He don't like that lady. He kept calling her his best friend. This is how you know these young people are ignorant, some of them. First of all, you should want to be the best friend of your spouse or your mate, your significant other. You should want to be best friends with them. But what they left out conveniently is that he also said that he fell in love with her. Now, they were trying to paint this fictitious narrative as if Papoose was acting as though, oh, me and her are just friends. She's just the best friend. That's not what he was saying at all. Okay, they brought up all the bad things and none of the good is what I find interesting. That's how you know that they're just haters and biased. Okay, because me, I call a spade at the end of the day. So that all being said, let's go to the audio, and I'm going to start around the 10-minute mark when they're talking to Papoose by himself, and then Clarissa is sitting in the back. And this is another thing too. Somebody posted a video where they zoomed in on Clarissa's face, and they said, oh, she's mad as hell. She's sitting back there mad as hell. I don't know if she was mad or not. I don't really think that she was mad. I think that Clarissa is one of those people that has a resting bitch face. Some people, when they don't smile, I feel like I'm one of those people that when you don't smile, you could look like you're mad, even if you're not. Okay? Even if you're not. I have been in deep thought sometimes, and I've had somebody say to me, like if I'm walking down the street, a guy might say, smile, sweetie, is it that bad? And it's nothing wrong. I'm just like in my thoughts. Okay? So I just think that's what that is. I don't think she was mad. And even if she was, why the hell do they care? Okay, why do they care? Why are they so pressed at the end of the day? So let's get into it. Let me put my overlay on here. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, I also think the Breakfast Club is messy as hell, as per usual.
By being a good man? Yeah, my woman told me I need to be more like you. Like, here's your change, you know what I'm saying? So the dudes was always hating, but the women, older women, all different age groups, they always embraced it.
And then you did your own spinoff, the Black Love spinoff, which you guys had more creative control over at the time, right?
Yeah.
Why? So if you felt like kind of the tide was changing when you guys got on reality TV, why was it important for you to do that like second installment?
Because
now here's what I will say. When they started asking him, specifically Lauren LaRosa, when they started asking about Remy, Papoose really didn't want to talk about Remy to me. He did, when they were trying to get him to say negative things, you could tell he didn't want to do that, because remember what happened the last time there was a Breakfast Club interview. That's how all this mess got started online, because Remy was upset about what Clarissa was saying, even though Clarissa didn't really say anything bad, at least not in my opinion. But he was trying to be very careful of what he said. And at one point, he interrupted Clarissa, and I'm glad that he did, because Clarissa was saying too much at that point. She was trying so hard to defend herself, and she was trying so hard to let it be known, you know, how she is in this relationship. And I really feel like she does that, like I said, because she's so worried about what people are saying, and she should not be. Okay, that's why social media can be a good and a bad thing. Okay, but let's continue.
because you know, the opportunity was there to show more of us. You know, when you're on Love and Hip Hop, you just got like a segment. You know what I'm saying? So it was just that, and people wanted to see more of us at that time. So we was like, all right, cool, let's do it. I think we did the holiday special first, and then it went from there. But going back to what you were saying earlier, like when I first shot it, I was like, oh, they about to kill me, man. When this shit come out, because people never saw that side of me. You know what I'm saying? But it was surprisingly, people embraced it. I think the world was tired of seeing our culture getting put down, drinks getting thrown on each other, and just the bad stigma on our relationships. You know what I'm saying?
Do you ever regret it at all, putting that much of your life on camera?
I don't.
Okay, so I paused it right here because I want to go to the video. I'm not going to play the audio, but I want you all to see the look on Clarissa's face, because The reason people are saying, you know, this person who posted the video, the reason they were trying to imply that she was mad is because they were actively asking him about Remy. Okay, they were asking him about Remy when they were on Love and Hip Hop and when they had their own thing or whatever, and they were the representations of Black love. I just kind of thought that was a little bit disrespectful. Why are y'all asking him all this stuff about Remy when you know he's with Clarissa and Remy is the past? Okay, they might still be married, but clearly they're not together. Okay, and then Lauren LaRosa tried to use that as her excuse when Clarissa said something like, oh, yeah, you know, but they're still married, so people are going to push back. Girl, sit down somewhere, okay? Sit down somewhere. They were just being messy as hell, in my opinion. All right. And I don't like the people on the Breakfast Club, quite frankly, except for Jess is okay. Lauren's okay sometime, but definitely don't like Envy and Charlamagne the Devil. Okay. Now you can't really see her, but she's just sitting back there quietly. Okay. I don't think she was mad at all. All right. I don't think she was. Just my opinion.
Regret it at all because it was real. It wasn't like nothing was rehearsed, nothing was scripted. People just saw what was going on at that time.
But you know, the thing with it is like, I get it. But now people are so dialed into your life.
Yeah.
So now there is no moment where it's like, hold on, let me figure this out. Because now they're like, nah, you showed me this. You showed me the baby. You showed me the 1-year-old party. You showed me the dance.
Love that.
You showed me this.
I love that.
But then when it's like, when you say, you know what, I need to take a break. They're like, nah, you can't take a break.
No. I love it. I'll tell you why. See, this is what happens with celebrities. And I kind of said this before. When it's all good, right? When y'all buying into our careers, y'all watching the TV show, y'all coming to the performances, the appearances, the walkthroughs. I bring you in the room when my daughter is born. You come to the wedding, you see everything, right? Okay, and then as soon as something happened with these celebrities, what's the first thing they say? Y'all don't know me like that.
I want my space.
Y'all don't know what's going on in my life.
Correct.
So I'm glad that I gave y'all an open book. So when someone wants to lie on me, you guys had been there all along. Y'all seen this shit. So that's all. You know what I mean? I embrace that.
How much is too much to tell?
We signed up for this, bro. We signed up for it. You can't want people to. You can't open the door to your life and then want to close it when you done did some bullshit and you don't want nobody to know what's really going on. So that's what's happening with these celebrities. But I'll tell you this though, I got a new queen in my life, man, and she's one of the best things that ever happened to me.
I think we know her.
Did y'all hear that? He said he has a new queen in his life and she's one of the best things that ever happened to him. Now, these miserable haters who clearly have piss poor relationships or none at all, okay? Why did they mention that? See, it's easy to pick apart. We could all sit here and listen to someone's interview, anyone's, and just pick out the parts that suit our narrative, okay? We'll pick out the parts that suit our narratives and focus in on that and not even mention anything that doesn't, okay? Because that's all they were doing. All right, I thought this was a good interview. At the end of the day, I didn't see anything wrong with what Papoose or Clarissa said. I just wish that Clarissa would stop feeling the need to over-explain herself. That's all.
Do you think hip-hop does enough to model healthy love and accountability between men and women?
What you mean?
Just in general, like, do you think we show enough of those type of healthy relationships?
No, I think, honestly, and I don't want to do the soldier boy, but I think after we did it, it became cool. I feel like people were ashamed to show love to their significant other. They was hiding. And then once, you know, our situation transpired, everybody wanted to be in public with their significant other, which is a good thing. And I was proud of that because we need powerful.
Hold on, y'all are being messy in this chat because Dangerous said Leonard and Rashawn both cheated on their wives and gossip like women. No lies detected, beloved, okay? None whatsoever. They sure did both cheat and they're liars.
Black families to stick together. You know what I mean?
To your point, though, you know, that was a thing. Like, they would literally be like, don't tell nobody you got a girlfriend. Don't tell nobody you got a wife.
Record labels,
take your wedding ring off. Like, that was an indiscreet thing.
Yo, I see where you're going. Like, even when you're, especially at major.
I'm going to fast forward just a little bit to where they bring Clarissa into the conversation.
It's time. It's all this stuff that got to happen. But at the end of the day, we move forward with our lives. Like,
I wish her the best.
For sure.
We got some great, amazing things going on. And like I said, this is my best friend right here, man. We We living our life.
We've been together over a year and a half now. It'll be 2 years next year in September. We at the end of the year. Some of this stuff is just so old. You know, it's so old to talk about, to bring up, to keep harping on it. It's like they're separated. She got somebody too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't act like it's just over here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. When Clarissa made that comment and said she got somebody too, she's happy or whatever, they said somebody said Pap looked like he wanted to slap her. Okay, let's go to the footage. Now, I don't think he looked like he wanted to slap her, but he looked like he was getting a bit uncomfortable with her speaking on Remy. Because that's what caused the disruption last time when she spoke on Remy. Like I said, because he knows she doesn't even have to say anything negative. As long as she says Remy's name out of her mouth or anything pertaining to Remy, Remy's going to get mad and start some beef. Okay, at least that's what she did last time. Okay, and if you ask me, that's just because she's a hater. Because why are you mad when the girl didn't say anything negative about you? Like, make it all make sense. Okay, Remy wants Papoose back, in my opinion. Have y'all seen that guy she's with? Please. It's clearly a lady. Here's the thing. Pap upgraded. Okay, Remy didn't. Okay, so I don't know why they think Pap would want her back.
Like, she's happy. We're happy. And that's it. Like, I don't know what
Is it
the
cordial,
deal
though? Is it cordial, or are you just like, nah, it is what it is?
I'm always cordial, bro. I'm cordial with everybody. Like, come on, bro. I'm not problematic, man. You know, y'all know this stuff, man. Why?
Evolved.
Can I ask y'all a question, man?
You've evolved.
Let me just go out and say, why when something happen, y'all act like y'all don't know people? Like Envy, I know Envy like cars. Envy got dogs. He's a DJ. He from Queens. So when somebody come over here and say, I saw Envy doing X, Y, I've been watching this nigga 20-something years. I never heard that next to his name. Like certain things they can't put on your jacket. You know what I'm saying? I know Charlamagne, he speaks about mental health. You know what I mean? He's into different things. He's into his relationship with his wife. So, like, if I've been watching this man 15 years, like, certain things I might hear, Charlamagne did that, man. You know what I mean? A rap. If a nigga tell me a nigga was up here rapping and Charlamagne told the nigga to his face, you whack.
But I think that's
I'm gonna say he did that.
But when the tables turn,
You can't, let me finish. You can't just come with some shit left field that I never heard. 20 years of me following this man's career since he was on Wendy Williams.
Right.
Nah, that don't go with him.
Rumor, Papoose punching somebody in the face. I believe it. I've seen it before.
Why you keep doing that to Pat?
I've seen it. I don't believe it when I've seen it.
So wait, Papoose, like, to your point, and Champ, I know you mentioned like it's old, but I think the reason why people bring it back up is because we saw so much and we knew you, and then when everything happened, there's claims of like you cheating and like all these things, and we're
But
like,
that's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing. If he was cheating or not, which I don't think he was, the bottom line is he don't have to tell you, Lauren LaRosa. And when she's saying the reason I think people are asking, you're talking about the reason you're asking. Because you're nosy and you're messy as hell, just like DJ Envy and Charlamagne the Devil. The only one who wasn't being messy was Jess. I don't think Jess was there, though. But even if she had been, I can't see her being as messy as the other three. Okay, Miss Tree says grass was not greener. Remy will regret that for life. I absolutely believe it, beloved. I absolutely agree with you. Thank you for your insight into the topic and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. I absolutely agree. We think she's already regretting it. That dude is a whole scrub. He can't protect her. Pap knocked him on his ass. So I'm sorry. You got a weakling, a broke one, and they're talking about Clarissa's taking care of Pap. Remy's not taking care of that dude. Okay, Pap has money. That other dude, I don't know what. I think he's just a scrub.
So, like, if it's a new artist, I get it. We don't know him. All these years incarcerated. That shit never been on my name ever.
You can't just ask.
Y'all was out here with me. I was coming to the old studio.
I'm gonna tell you something. That is a good point that Pat making, because
come on,
all them years she was incarcerated, we never heard of Pat. We ain't never seen Pat out in the street. Nothing.
All of a sudden, boom, out of nowhere, an asteroid hit. Like, come on, man.
So that did.
Exactly. Okay. All of a sudden, Remy wants to try to act like Pap was cheating. We never heard any rumors of him cheating, never saw any footage or anything, never heard anybody come out and accuse him of anything the whole time she was locked up for 6 or 7 years. Okay. But now he's supposed to be doing something after she gets caught and busted. Girl, sit down somewhere. Okay. I just think Remy is just a little liar and a 304. My opinion.
It happened because she said she had, like got into it with somebody over some allegations, and
like I said, man, I wish her the best, man. Me speaking about that, it goes into like a whole, and I ain't here to do that. You know what I mean?
And Clarissa, I know on your side of it, like people.
See, let me tell y'all something. If I was sitting up there right now and Lauren LaRosa was talking to me like she's talking to him, I would cuss her ass the F out. Because what she is doing is, Pap is making it clear that he does not want to discuss Remy Ma. Because he doesn't want any drama. This man lives drama-free until this recent BS. Y'all have never heard about this man being out here on the internet and drama, none of that. We've never heard it. The man likes to just be peaceful and laid back. But Lauren just keeps on trying to poke the bear. And now she's like, oh, no, and Clarissa, and I know on your part, honey, I would have told her ass off, honey. I'm sorry, honey. She would have got cursed out. Okay?
Always like push back because it's like he's still married and he's this and he's that. You're like, they're separated, we're happy.
Yeah.
For you, trying to move forward in this new relationship, like how tough is that when that conversation comes up for you?
I don't know why they act like people don't get divorced. It's the craziest thing to me. Like everything, the most thing that happens in life, people act like we don't understand is breakups and relationships. You're never gonna break up with your family because they're your blood. You got to deal with them, your mama, your daddy, your crazy sister, your outrageous cousin. But when it comes to a relationship, that breaks up all the time. Marriages end all the time. Divorces happen. I don't know why it's like, oh, divorce is impossible when it's divorce filed, public, whatever the heck that was. It's like, and we're together all the time, every single day. Ebony.
I'll tell you something else about Clarissa. Clarissa, in my opinion, is not very well spoken. You know how some people are wordsmiths or they just have a smooth flow to a conversation? To me, Clarissa's, when she's speaking, it just seems like she's saying random things because she's trying to keep up with the accusations or the things that people are saying about her. Okay, that's just in my opinion, but let's continue.
Awards, fights, walkouts, at home, cooking. Like, I don't know. It just, maybe it's actually this. It's harder for the fans that followed them to let go than it is for them. I feel like.
Gotcha. I will say this though. I will say this because I don't think this is wrong towards anybody. I will say this. None of that shit was true, man. None of it. All of that was fugazi. I come from a big family. Like if you really follow me and you're not just around for the gossip, you see my daughter, you see my sisters, you see my mother, you see so many beautiful women in my life who love me to death. You know what I mean? Not only because I was there for them when they need me, I fought all their battles. I don't just do it for the person that I'm with. I do this for my children. Like I've had to put hands on my daughter's boyfriends to protect them. I'm being honest. I'm a protector, bro, and a provider. So anything outside of that, it doesn't go with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's very impossible. My grandmother had 17 kids, man. So I got over 90 cousins, a very big family, and my family looked to me for those things. You know what I'm saying?
And this is how you know these women who are just hating on their relationship are so pathetic. This is how you know that they don't know a good man when they see one. That's how you know they don't have good men. You see, please pay attention. If they are in relationships, I guarantee you they're not happy. These people saying all the negative things because they clearly don't know a good man when they see one. Pap is a nice person, humble, respectful. He's always with Clarissa, holding her up, building her up, saying good things about her, not even dragging Remy, his ex, even though she's dragged him. What do you have negative to say about this man besides some ignorant stuff that you're trying to make up to paint a narrative? That's how you know that they don't know what a good man is. Okay, they don't know what a good man is. And if you don't know what a good man is, that's likely because you never had one. Okay, this likely because you never had one. Okay? And if you think that you shouldn't cater to your man, then that also proves you don't have a good man. Because when you have a good man, trust me, you want to cater to them. And if you're a good woman, your man wants to cater to you. But if you don't have, these things going on in your relationship, well, all you'll see are the bad things and the negativity. Okay. And you'll point that out in other people's relationships, or you'll see it when it's not even there because that's just what you're used to seeing. Perception is reality. And when your perception is skewed because of the life that you personally live, then sometimes, beloveds, people project that onto others. Okay? But let's continue.
As a provider and a supporter and all of that. So it's hard to put that on.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't go.
But I think the main thing it
doesn't add up.
When the fans follow your life, and like you said, we don't know what goes on. We only know what we see. And then all of a sudden on Tuesday we start seeing these tweets and these Instagram posts. We like, what?
But that's not how it happened though. See, that's another.
But that's
part
what
of
they seen.
I know, but you said it earlier, right? You said, "Yo, Pat put hands on somebody," right? Mm-hmm. Y'all seen all of this shit happen right in front of y'all face.
Yeah, and you rap about it.
None of this was said when all this was going on. See that y'all make
exactly.
You can get into this shit. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I think it's just trying to figure out clarity because like there's like so many questions because it's like one day literally you just wake up and then boom we're in
but
the
that's
chat.
not what happened though. Yeah,
No,
I don't know why y'all starting it from there.
Yeah,
And let me tell you something. They're all just trying to start mess and being messy as hell because they know that's not how it started. Now they know that's not how it started. And how come we only heard about Pap doing being abusive, as Remy has said, and cheating and all of that after she gets caught with that dude and then Pap knocks the dude out. Okay? That's right, Reggie. They are being messy. All right, like please sit down somewhere. And Laura needs to just shut up because she's on my last nerves. Okay.
Okay, so let's back up because what you're referring to is the allegations that she was cheating.
I don't even want to. Like I said, I wish her the best. I got nothing bad to say about her.
But that's not.
See how she tried to slide that in? You see how she tried to slide that in? Now she knows that. See, I'm not going to keep repeating myself if I'm doing an interview. First of all, Reggie said Pap should walk out. Exactly. Because they're being too darn messy. Now she's sitting there, are you asking him, are you talking about the cheating allegations? Girl, don't put words in that man's mouth. He didn't say a darn thing about Remy's cheating. He didn't say anything about that. Okay, now you're trying to be messy so there'll be some beef on the internet again. And so you can have that to report on. They're trying to build a story. I just want y'all to pay attention. I know exactly what they're doing. The Breakfast Club is messy as hell. I just don't like them. They are just bad for the culture. Okay, they're just bad for the culture as far as I'm concerned. All right.
Let me make that clear.
That's not where it started.
No, but I think y'all just want to get amnesia.
I don't know.
Y'all know where it started. Everybody
Okay.
knows that before I came into the picture. It's just these two in the picture. Y'all know where it started. I had nothing to do with anything. As far as when me and him got together, he was already separated. So y'all know what happened before that.
So what
I got the green. I beat rappers up for Dolo. It's not Who shiny mask? It's Halloween.
Cali Green available on all digital platforms out now.
Get bars on Wheeler during the same hip hop on YouTube.
So Ivy, you trying to tell me that when the day she referring to, you trying to tell me that's the first day you heard about this?
No,
you ain't see. Hold on a second. You ain't see everything that was going on for a whole year before that?
The battle.
The whole shit.
But I'm going to tell you why.
Why y'all only want to start?
I was trying and you said you didn't want to go there. That's what I was trying to get to.
It's very confusing because I didn't even know how all that was going on.
No, before Clarissa was in the picture, you hear rumors, but then when you look at your live, you don't see any turbulence. So it's not like you see anything or you hear anything. You know,
okay, the public, you heard things.
I kind of get it.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to fast forward in a second. Let me tell y'all something. I promise you, I would have flipped the script on them, okay? First of all, I would have told DJ Envy sitting there looking like Winnie the Pooh, I would have asked him about him cheating on his wife. Since you want to bring up old stuff and ask me if I was cheating or if they want to ask if he thought Remy was cheating and all this and that, y'all bringing up stuff you know the man doesn't want to talk about. So guess what? I'd bring up stuff that they don't want to talk about. Okay? Because see, here's the thing. With people like the Breakfast Club crew, you need to control the interview. Okay? That's what I would do with people like them. You wouldn't be directing the interview, baby. I would. Okay? And that's one thing that I like about 50 Cent and Tekashi 6ix9ine, even though I can't stand Tekashi 6ix9ine, and I think Tekashi learned it from 50. But one thing that I always notice is that 50 Cent controls every interview. Okay? You're not going to catch him off guard. You're not going to get him to say anything you don't want to say. You're not going to put words in his mouth. And that's what I wouldn't do either. I would be controlling this damn interview. Y'all not going to sit up here and try to gang on me or whatever. All y'all trying to go in on me and ask me questions I don't want to speak about or whatever. When I done told your asses I don't want to talk about it. Okay? They're being messy. I would have brought up all their dirt. Envy, let's talk about when you cheated on your wife with Erica Mena. Okay, was that rumors or was that true? We heard about it one day, but we hadn't heard anything about it prior to that. One day we just woke up and heard about that. What say you? Charlamagne, what about those allegations about that young lady that they said was 15 and you raped her? I know that you didn't have to go to jail because she didn't testify, but how did you feel when people were talking about that and saying that you're putting Spanish fly in people's drinks? Like they really are saying you were like a Diddy or like what they accused Bill Cosby of. What do you have to say about that? I mean, aren't you glad you didn't get canceled like so many others who were accused? I'd have questions. Okay, honey, they'd shut the hell up with me by the time I got done. I promise you that. But let's continue. Now I'm gonna fast forward.
I held it down. Even when I heard rumors, I would reach out to Joe and just be like, yo, just checking on them, making sure they just checking on them good. He was like, bro, they good. So I didn't hear it too, but so with rumors, because they say rumors all the time.
We're going to the part where Pap says that he was a fan of Clarissa before he met her.
This day, I was like, what?
Oh, that was
right. I'm like, oh my, I was losing.
Oh, no. Before we get to that, beloveds, let's get to the part where Clarissa is just going on and on a rant and just saying all this unnecessary stuff, in my opinion, poor little thing. Like I said, just trying to, defend herself when she doesn't have to. And because to me, the fact that she's sitting there with Papoose is defense enough. I would not be worried about what these people on the internet say. But nonetheless, she starts rambling on, talking about how she doesn't take second place. She doesn't play the background or whatever. And she's got all these championships under her belt and whatever. And then Pap instantly, after she's going on and on, he interrupts the conversation and completely changes the subject. Now, like I said, I was glad he did because that part needed to stop. She didn't need to say all of that. I think he helped her out as far as I'm concerned. Okay, but anyway, let's continue. I'm going to that. That's like at the 26-minute mark. Okay, here we go. Likes up, everyone. Don't forget to like and share.
Okay. All right, boom. I'm in a different tax bracket than that to have to use that to promote my movie. My movie did well. It's still doing well. It's up on Prime Video. If you haven't seen it, The Fire Inside, but I don't want my name connected to stuff like that. I never have. Before this thing with him, you might see me into a couple of little beefs online with a couple fighters and stuff like that, but you never seen nothing about like relationship, being with a dude who got somebody. You never seen that. I'm my type of woman. If a man with me, he with me. I don't do second place. I never have. I got 2 Olympic gold medals, 19 world championships. Why would I have to be second place to another woman for? Like, what do I look like? You know what I'm saying? So
hey, look,
that's
man.
my thing of like,
Bars on Wheels, a journey to save hip hop out now. Produced by my brother Sean 2 Miles, by the way. He did the whole project.
What is win? Is win
Okay, Papoose cut that conversation short. And Claudette said, maybe it's because she's still young. That's exactly what it is. Okay, she's like, 30 years old? Yes. And also, might I say that both Clarissa and Pap are Pisces. Okay, y'all know I love me some Pisces because I'm one. And so I understand Pisces at the end of the day. But Reggie said, good deflection. Yes, because that's why they're there. They're supposed to be there to promote his stuff, that his music and his record label that he started and all of that. Okay. So that all being said, thank you, Nicole, for your contribution to the channel, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's go back because he just interrupted her and switched the whole topic, and I'm glad he did. So now they're going to talk about what they came there to talk about, and that's his music.
Record label? Is it a sports agency?
Yeah.
What is Win?
Both.
Okay.
Win Records is a record label, and we do a lot of great things, man. Actually, we've been doing a lot of concerts. So a lot of concerts you see with a lot of your favorite rappers, you might not know it, but it's by Win Records. We got some amazing artists. Shout out to Khadijah, the whole family, my brother Big Rube. And recently we just did the big deal with Clarissa, you know what I'm saying? Along with Salida Promotions. So we're doing a lot of big things.
I want to ask, you talk about it before that Papoose is different than anybody you ever dated before.
Yeah.
What makes him different? What's different from anything that you've seen before as far as himself? What did you see different that you didn't see in any
Now
other
she
man?
show you a picture, it's gonna be your fault for asking that question. Like,
pause. I'm not talking about physically. This guy's crazy.
It just he's like the cheat code to life almost. You know what I'm saying? It's like he been at the top. He signed big deals. You know what I'm saying? He's had kids. He's done the whole thing. And then it's like when it comes to our relationship, it's just like he's already know what to do. And he know how to deal with me. I'm not easy to deal with. And I can say that because I seclude myself from like friends and family and everybody, just keep everybody away from me because where I'm trying to go in my life is so big. It's like anybody get in my way even a little bit, I'm like a dog, I'll bite your head off. He knows how to keep me calm.
It's the first time you haven't seen jealousy in a relationship because you are a star. You are a world champion.
I have seen jealousy in a lot of my relationships, but not here. It's probably because we both Pisces. His birthday March 5th, mine March 17th. But it's like he's just so supportive. I like that. Like he's a nice guy, but he also is a guy like that you don't mess with. I hate a guy who talk like he can fight, but he can't fight. Like he can rap, but he also too can put you on your ass if you need to. I don't gotta. Whenever when I'm walking with Pep, it's like he my security guard. You know what I'm saying? I just be chilling. I wish.
She feels safe with him because he's a protector. Okay, Remy, sorry, boo, but you lost it. Now you got the dude that got knocked out. Okay, she got a dude who got knocked the F out, Lord. I know she's crying in the car, but let's continue.
The motherfucker would.
I think both of y'all, dominate in disciplines, right? That demand extra focus. Like you need to be extra focused for what you do. You got to be extra focused for what you do. How do you support each other's greatness without competing for space?
Naturally, man. Naturally. I've been a fan of her before I even met her. Like I'm a big boxing fan. So when I met her, I was like, oh shit, that's Clarissa Shields. So the fan, to be honest with you, like the fan in me is like, damn, wow, I gotta make sure I can help and add on. Because we're dealing with knowledge yourself, you gotta add on. Yo, I need to add on in many ways as I can. But then when I'm able to meet her and fall in love with her, it's like a whole different level of caring and concern. So I naturally want to see her win, and I feel like it's the same vice versa.
Yeah, I'm like a little assistant. When he was shooting his video, The Bars on Wheels, I brought him food. I helped him change it to his police outfit. I'm getting behind the scenes footage. I'm just asking him, hey, do you need anything? I'm more of like, people got to understand when like come to a relationship, when it's your time to have your time, that's your time. And when it's the other person's time, it's nothing wrong with you taking the back seat to your person. Cause like you really right there, you beside them anyway. But it's like the better he do, the better we do. The better I do, the better we do. It's a team thing. I don't know why this whole relationship thing. I get it. Women want to be pampered, all this stuff like that. But I'm in a lane in the field in boxing where I've always taken care of myself. When I say taking care of myself, get my hair done, get my nails done, buy my.
Okay, so with that all been said, I'm going to go to the last clip, and that's around at the 38-minute mark, and then we're going to move on, because we got other stuff to get into. We got to talk about Rizi.
By Franchon Cruz, and now I'm fighting Franchon Cruz, and I think she didn't want this fight to happen between me and Franchon because now it sheds light on you lost already. Stop talking like you undefeated and you a star player when you was warming the bench, coach put you in, and you fucked the game up. You lost.
They should be on your ass.
Is she gonna be one of those 4 fights?
She on your ass.
Please.
She gonna fight you so bad.
And guess what? She gonna get her ass whooped like the rest of them. Shadesha, she all husky and all that. Man, please. I know boxing for real. And when she was 190, I was kicking her ass. So I don't know why she think that, now she with Jake Paul and she's husky and she like girls.
That's funny, man. I was trying not to laugh.
Get out of here.
It's a confidence. Let me just say
this. How you deal with this?
I'm telling you, bro, I'm being honest with you. I think, because she got people that love and support her. Like, she do great things with children, all kind of stuff, right? But I think her haters, they're intimidated by her confidence. I think it's a beautiful thing, man. Just to see a woman that confident. I hope the next generation be inspired to be confident. Like, I always walk humble, and she tried to get me out of that. But I really do admire her confidence, man. I'm watching it. I'm like, this is why they mad.
Y'all ever spar? Just spar?
All right, so I'm going to stop it right there. You all heard what the man said. He said he loves her confidence and he wants other people to be inspired by her. And that's a beautiful thing. I absolutely agree. And I do think I agree with him. I think that is why her haters are so mad. Because, they'll sit there and say things about her looks and tell her how she needs to wear her hair, her makeup, her clothing, and all of that. As long as she's happy with it and Pap's happy with it, they need to sit down somewhere and mind their own darn business. Okay, at least she hasn't had any work done. Okay, like some of these fraudulent people walking around here. Okay, I'm just saying at the end of the day. So with that all being said, let's get into this whole thing about Rizi. Okay, the young lady that took herself out on a live on TikTok. Okay, a little over a week ago. Now, some of these people who were talking trash about her and who prompted her, who encouraged her to take her life, there's more footage of them. And they quite frankly admit it. One of them specifically did admit it to telling to telling Rizi to unalive herself. And when they asked her how many times she had told her that, she didn't really remember. So how many times did you tell her? Okay, how many times did you tell someone to take their life? Like, that's crazy for me. I hope every last one of them goes to jail, because that's where they belong. Because for people to be so evil and malicious, like, it's really sad. Okay, it is really sad. So here we go. I'm going to go to this first clip.
When I met Rizi, my intentions for her was to always make sure we
Now, this is the girl Naisha speaking. Kiona is also her name. The one that I told you all was the main bully. The one who was wearing the mink coats, and she was trying to tell everybody about her mink coat. Didn't even know what the hell she's talking about it was made out of a big ass mink animal, that the animal was huge. That's why the coat was full length. Okay, not realizing that for a full length mink coat, they use like 40 to 200 pelts. Okay, I'm sorry, lady, you didn't know what you were talking about, but let's continue.
protect her. We encourage her to stay in law school. We tell her that it's going to be okay with her family relationships. But then she turned around and cussed me out like a dog because I came in the room to get her out of a room that they said she was getting bullied in. And she told me to go to hell. I'm grown and I can do what I want to do. And I told her on September 20, don't ever come back because you played in my face. Next thing I know, she's got my husband and everything he's done, his indiscretions, up on a damn backdrop.
Now, let me just stop right there and say this. She said what now? She said she went to go and rescue Rizi from a room where they were bullying her, and Rizi told her, I'm grown. First of all, she only wanted Rizi in her room so she could continue bullying her. And as for her nefarious husband, well, I already told y'all about him. Okay, now I don't know if she's talking about the current husband, but I do know. Hold on. Is it the same husband? Because I do remember telling you all that my best friend got into it with that lady because my best friend's cousin was messing around with the lady's husband. I think it was another husband. I don't think it's the same one. Could be. But nonetheless, she's sitting there talking about somebody putting her husband's business out. Girl, you put your husband's business out. It's all over Facebook. So if you put it out yourself, why are you mad if somebody repeats what you already said? And let us not forget that she's the same person who told Rizi's business about her being raped by her therapist. Okay, Rizi told her that in confidence. She got mad at Rizi and came back and told everybody on TikTok. Okay, and then they all had a field day, and that was one more thing for them to use against her. Okay, but now it's funny how they're trying to make themselves out to be victims.
On the morning show. Okay, so let me tell you something. You asked Rizi to forgive. You asked me, will I forgive Rizi? Not will Rizi forgive me. Rizi also told someone, I'm a lawyer and I'll walk you through how to send her to JAIL. Okay, I have that clip as well. So somewhere, some way, you guys need to ask me, do I forgive Rizi?
And why would Rizi be telling someone how to send you to jail? Oh, that's right. Because Rizzy's not the only person that she was cyberbullying on the internet. Let's not forget that she also was stalking someone, and that person went and filed a TPO against her. Okay, went and filed stalking and harassment or something against her. Remember, I showed you all the video of the lady. So that all been said, this lady's problematic and she's a whole bully. And I told you all how she was trying to bully my best friend's cousin, okay, over her husband. And you know what? I just remembered. It isn't the husband that she's with now, because my best friend said it was the ex-husband. And she said when she was arguing with her, she told her, girl, why are you even mad? That's her ex-husband. And I didn't even know that my cousin was dating him in the first place. Okay, so clearly, this lady is just a bully.
Okay. Just because someone, I have receipts for all of that. Just because someone is deceased does not make them a saint. And all the things that they do to people. So I'm sitting and I'm waiting because every time you turn around, it's when she was in my platform, I was steady saying, Rizi, children when they're younger, they love their parents. When they get older, they judge their parents. That's where you are.
Songwriter Sunny said the therapist was the rapist. Yes, the therapist. And also, by the way, Rizi was a virgin when that happened to her. Okay. So can you imagine how traumatized that was? And then for somebody to get that information fake and be acting as though they're her friend and she confide in them, and then they get upset about a dispute. They had an argument and then go and put that out there for everybody to know. Hey, that's why you couldn't pay me to get on here and tell my business to the police. For what? Okay, these people on the internet aren't your friends. They're just nosy ass people who want to know your business. So when they get ticked off, they can go back and tell everybody. That's all that is.
That's where I'm at with mine as well. Next thing I know, and I said, I won't let you disrespect your parents in here because they're not here to defend themselves. And besides, I know the shoes they're in. Next thing.
Let me say this. Sorry to keep interrupting, but this is really ticking me off because she's sitting here painting a whole bunch of lies. Now she's trying to say that Rizi was talking trash about her parents, and then she said, I'm not going to let you talk about your parents because they're not here to defend themselves. Girl, if you don't know her parents, why the hell would you care? And she's lying, okay? This is the same woman, like I told you. I see what she's doing now is trying to clean up. She's trying to do damage control because they asses all know they're going to jail 9 times out of 10. I pray they go. They all need to go to jail. The police are investigating right now. And at the end of the day, every last one of them is trying to cop pleas and trying to, get rid of any accountability and put it all on Rizi because she's no longer here to defend herself. Let's not forget how I showed you the proof of receipts the other day, how that same woman talking right now, Naisha, okay, Beasley, she basically sent an email to Rizzy's parents, okay, lying about Rizzy bullying her, okay, when she was the one who was the whole bully. After she did all this dirt to Rizzy, like last November, I believe it was, then when people started talking, when Rizzy started talking about going to jail and stuff like that or whatever, then she sends that, when she realized she can get in big trouble, this is before Rizzy took herself out, but then she sends an email to Rizzy's mom telling her, oh, your daughter's been having people bully me. She's been paying people to bully me online. She wasn't paying anybody to bully them. Okay, it wasn't paying anybody to bully anybody. They were basically extorting money from her. That's what they were doing. And they might go to jail for that too. Okay, I'm just still trying to figure out how the hell are all of these people still on TikTok? How do they still even have accounts at this point? Okay, I'm just curious, but let's continue.
I know your kids hate you. Your kids hate you every time we talk. Your kids hate you. Your kids hate you. She used my shit against me that I'm trying to tell her. So guess what? Y'all better be asking me, do I forgive her? Not do she forgive me? Because I could give a damn if she forgive me or not. I don't give a damn. And stop trying to coach me into giving a fuck. The truth is the truth. I live in my truth. When someone wants to destroy your life, every time I turn around, she's coming up in a panel. Oh, you're getting served. You're getting served. I go to the mailbox every day. There's no serving. Please. She need to wonder.
Why would she tell you you're getting served? Because you're harassing and cyberbullying her. Okay? Making threats and all that. So that's why someone would tell you you're going to get served. Okay? Playing the victim, it's not going to help.
If I forgive her or not. And as of today, I don't. I do not forgive her. Now, in a discussion.
Hey, DEI, you got me another warning when I brought you up. Stop saying your warning's gone. Right when I brought you up, it just took me off again. So please don't.
Other thing I gotta say, Tansy, stay off your knees, okay? You do not need to be down there on your knees.
I'll stay on my knees, baby. I'll stay on my knees, baby.
We already got 2 warnings.
Always there. Always there, baby.
Can y'all let Trina talk?
I just want to
go ahead, Trina.
Want to take the Tansy. I just want to say this. It's a lot of what she would do, what Rizi would do, what Rizi would not do, right? A lot of y'all did not know Rizi. I'm not necessarily saying Kiana is right for what she's saying right now. However, Rizi would not apologize to Kiana because Rizi would not just lay down and feel like Kiana.
Nigga, I'm gonna just go to this nigga room right now if I can't get up.
Girl, leave that man alone.
Okay, so let me just tell you all what's going on right here. Now, in this clip, Rizi has flown this guy by the name of King, Braid King. That's what he calls himself because he braids hair. And anyway, he calls himself Braid King, and he's another person who was harassing and cyberbullying her, in my opinion. And but prior to that, they were all trying to act like they were her friends because they were getting money from her. Okay, they would make her pay to get on their panels and all of that stuff. You know, she was sending them money supposedly. And this guy, she wanted him to braid her hair. So she flew him to where she was, paid for his air travel and all of that, gave him somewhere to stay and all of this. And so now we're at the point where he's there with her and the girls are on her live telling her, girl, leave that man alone because they know that Rizi likes him. But I guess Rizi didn't know that he was LGBT and Q. Because I'm sure that's what he is. But let's continue.
Exactly why you got that door right there attached to him. Like, leave that boy alone. Boy, leave him alone.
Erica, I know you fucking playing the music. Erica, I know you fucking lying.
It's 6 o'clock. This was just coming an hour ago.
It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I'm in my drop top. Cruising the streets. I got a real pretty girl.
That boy room doorway breathing all hard as shit. Go sit down. You ain't even done taking your hair down.
Why you got them locks on?
Girl, he bought locks. Damn.
And now, for those of you who missed the previous broadcast where I covered her story, she had mental health issues. Okay, she had a lot of mental health issues. That's why they were able to do these things to her. And she was just so desperate to have friends, in my opinion. But also, listen to how they're taunting her while she's on live and that young man is at her house. Girl, get away from that door, breathing all hard, because they think that she's standing outside of the door to the room where he is, and they're talking about he brought an extra lock to put on the door and all this stuff or whatever, and just going in on her for no good reason. Okay, for no good reason.
Right.
I am not sober enough for this.
What'd he do? He put an extra lock on the door his own he bought with him.
I didn't even know they came
with all watching my live.
He got a combination lock on there with the people lock that they already got. So you was there standing breathing at the wall?
Well, at least we know he up. Oh no! Wait a minute!
Hell no!
Now, funny thing is, they were doing all of that, and he wasn't in a door with an extra lock on it. He was laying right there. Okay, now mind you, this guy clearly likes men. Okay, Rizi, I don't know if she knew that and still didn't care, just wanted him for herself, but she clearly had a crush on him. That's why she flew him out, I'm sure, and spent like $2,500 on him, only for him to dog her out and talk a whole bunch of trash. And we're going to listen to all of it.
Slide over just slide over just a little bit, Braid. Braid. Rizi, come back.
The fuck is this?
No.
Privacy, man. Girl, this your life.
This is her own life.
being respectful, bitch. You are so dangerous. Don't go anywhere else. Like respectfully, you are so dangerous.
Donuts, guys. Stay in. Donuts, guys. Go ahead, Rizzy. Donuts.
Stay in Tennessee, please. Because if
No, she can talk now, you guys. As long as she's not. Go ahead.
just look at that. Just look. No. If you would have ever do that shit to me, I would put you under the jail. I don't know why men like you think y'all can do whatever you want. Men like me told you don't drink. Men like me told you to do the right thing. Men and that's like fine. That's fine. But then you said you asked me to stay in the room. You said no. You said I said don't drink. And now that's fine. If I did everything right by you on that trip, yes, you did.
Okay, so with that all been said, y'all heard them arguing. Y'all heard them arguing about the trip. He was saying that Rizzy wanted him to stay in the room with her, and he said no. Okay, so let's go to this next clip.
On tea time, right? Y'all remember the girl that got into an accident on live and ran over a man and he ended up dying?
Now, this is another messy ass person. I reported on her a few weeks ago. Her name is Tea Time. She's the one who was doing a TikTok with a backdrop. Okay, so they couldn't tell that she was in a car driving because, TikTok, they'll end your video if you're doing that, I think. But so anyway, she ran over this man and killed him. So she's already in trouble with the law. But she's one of the people who was also bullying, Rizzy. These people all need to be locked the hell up. Okay, it's not even a game.
She's also part of that group of people. She's also a part of the group of people who were on chats talking down to Rizzy. If you look it up, you'll find videos of Tea Time arguing with Rizzy and saying that she was a liar during Braid King and hers hair vacation situation, saying that Rizzy wanted to sleep with Braid King when Rizzy said it was the opposite way. I can't say which way it was because I don't know the details and we'll never know. But she is part of that. They are evil. You sat there and that being live and being a part of this consumes them to the point where it took away her attention from the road with her children in the back, and she went live and ran a man over. Y'all remember Tea Time, right? Y'all
Now, this is the dude, Braid King, right here. Okay? This is him. He's going to be talking about Rizzy.
Everybody in the comments is serious except for you.
I'm not worried about
You know
that.
what? I feel like you giving this girl hope when we all know it ain't no hope there. But I feel like you giving it to her.
And now where am I giving her hope at?
Because you not shutting that shit down. Like, cause I know you don't want no fucking Rizzy like that. Everybody in this motherfucking live know that you don't want Rizzy like that. But Rizzy thinks that you want her.
I don't think she thinks that I want her.
Bullshit.
Never thought I'd fall in love with a man who could part hair straighter than a corpse.
Okay, now let me just tell you all. This is a video, an AI generated video that Rizzy made of her and Braid King. This is how you know she had a crush on him, because she made an AI video where it's like him and her are all in love and they're living a happy life and getting married and talking about kids and all this stuff. It was all just a fantasy. Okay, poor thing. She was just really delusional, and it's really so sad that they used that against her. She also had some type of disability, and I'm not sure what it was, but they just took advantage of her in every way, sadly.
Argument.
But then he appeared on my 40th. The Braid King. Viral. Beautiful. Braiding hair like it was fine art. So yes, I messaged him first. Flew him out. Paid for the Airbnb. Maybe even bought him a Dyson Airwrap and called it an investment. We got married. I went back to 80-hour weeks in Big Law. He became a full-time stay-at-home dad. Every Friday, I gave him an allowance. He called it his treat.
I want you all to pay attention, because you can tell by this video that she made that Rizzy was letting him know that if he gets with her, she's going to take care of him. Okay. She said he became a stay-at-home dad, and every Friday she gave him an allowance. She's letting him know that she'll take care of him. Okay, because she knows that he likes money. Because that's all they were all using her for. One of them asked her for $25,000. Okay.
I called it love money. He braided the kids' hair every morning, packed their lunches, had my wine poured when I walked through the door.
Maybe he loved my money first, but somewhere between the baby hairs and bedtime stories, he started loving me too.
Or maybe he just loved being adored. And honestly, I loved being adored right back.
She gonna sit over there, look stupid, and you talking about you gave her a lot of it. You can have her. You can. I love when you do this.
Okay, hold on. I wanted to skip past the music, but hold on. Now, this is where he's really gonna go in on Rizi, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me just go back a little bit. Okay, here we go.
You can have her. Rizi is nothing, girl. You can have her. You can. I love when you do this. It doesn't really mean too much for me, boo. It doesn't do nothing. She gonna sit over there, look stupid, and you talking about you gave her a lot of advice, girl. Would you talk about the advice when you told her to unalive herself that put her into the rehab in the first place? Because Rizi was living life perfectly fine until y'all started bringing up her SA, dissecting her case, and telling her to unalive. Then she had to pay that money to go to the rehabs. So it's crazy she's running to you for saving when you're the one who sent her to rehab, girl. You got to make it make sense. Let's do 2 + 2, bitch. It's giving 5 right now. Go ahead, Kiwi Skip.
Get handled like this, it just kind of don't move me no more for the simple fact that you're okay with it. And as long as you're okay with it, how can anybody else not be okay with it for you? And I think that's what's going on with you, Rizi, is it's giving transactional validation. Okay? People didn't start liking you until you started gifting, which means their acceptance of you is transactional. They associate with you, with the value of you and your spending. You understand? And that creates a toxic loop because your presence is not appreciated if your money is not with you. Okay? If you ain't spending, it's not giving. You're a people pleaser and you create this validation cycle. You crave attention and approval and a safe space and all that shit. See, your money at some point, and even now, what that do is that causes that creates fake alliances with you and stuff like that. People start to, oh, I like Rizi, I love Rizi, da da da. I protect Rizi and all this shit based on your money. That stops. You have a fear of rejection, and you know that's exactly what's going to come next. And you will be isolated because you ain't spending. I'm telling you what it is. And then you have this social power thing, okay, that you be trying to balance.
Now, how low down was that? She told her that you'll be isolated in a minute because your money ain't spending. So when she stopped giving them money, they didn't want to fool with her anymore. Okay? That was so low down.
You know what you do when you spend your money and you do it for a certain reason. It's like you're buying something. And then they feel bought. And in a sense, that's just what is going on. Everything is transactional. You don't have a friend group on here, Rizi. You don't have a support group on here, Rizi. You don't have a friend on here, Rizi. And I'm on the outside looking in and I'm telling you that, okay? You have...
Rizi is nothing.
The untimely demise of this creator may even go beyond bullying and lead into some type of financial extortion. Now, I don't really know anything, but what I do know is that there was a disabled creator on here who was desperately looking for friendship and a place of belonging. She thought that she had found it in a community of live streamers, a group that call themselves Messy Talk, but she was sadly mistaken, and that led to her untimely demise where she took herself from this earth on live stream on December 12th. She went by the name of Rizi on here. This is her with her service dog, and like I said, she thought that she had found a group of live creators that had welcomed her into their group, but she was sadly mistaken. Now, my understanding is that Rizi loved her service dog. She may have been somewhat of a loner. She possibly was adopted into a family where she didn't feel as though she really belonged, and there's a possibility that she was given an allowance. While she may have not been in contact with that family, she may have been given a financial allowance. Unfortunately, I think it's possible that these people knew too much about her financial situation, and that this is possibly not only about bullying, but may even lead into some type of financial extortion.
And girl, you better hope that you don't get into too much money, T, bitch, because you're going to be up there looking stupid in a minute, bitch. You forgot, bitch. I know the real tea with your money. I know the real tea with your money, girl. Do y'all forget who the fuck I am, girl? You get up here and talk all of this shit, but you forgot, bitch. You sent me a screenshot of your bank account, boo. I know every single penny you got, bitch. Did you forget that? Miss Rich Bitch? I know the inner workings of your motherfucking money, girl.
Now, I just want to reiterate that I don't know, I don't have any way of confirming that that's an accurate depiction of her family life and her financial situation. That's just what I've gathered on here from watching past live streams and the things that were happening in this group that are very much public. I believe that there's a possibility that that is the assumption that this group was running with, that she was like given this immense amount of disposable income, and I think that that's important context for how they viewed her and her money. Now, while Rizi did recite 3 names right before doing this that apparently led to this decision, there was one name that went unmentioned that I think is actually a big component in this overall picture. Now, the 3 names that she mentioned were Candy, Heartbreaker, and her alleged essayer, but the one name that went unmentioned was a guy who goes by the name of Braid King. From what I've learned, this is a guy who hosts live streams that always have a large panel of all women, and the footage is kind of confusing because it seems like these are all women who are hoping to like maybe get attention or be romantically involved with him, or like get a chance to come up on his live stream and get some clout out of it. All of these women who are in his panel and in his chat are giving him money, are paying him, and he is flirting with them for monetary gain. And the confusing part is that I think it's apparent, and I don't want to like speculate on anyone's preferences, but I think that this is more of like a straight for pay type of situation where he is in fact flirting with them and kind of leading them on and playing these games for monetary gain, but he's sitting on there and like calling them all B words and like being messy and getting into the drama. So like I think that it's kind of known, but also like these women seem to have this hope of being involved with him or getting attention, and they are paying for his time and attention on these lives even after this happened.
Now, pay attention, because she said that she thinks that he's straight for pay. Okay, now I never heard that. I heard of people being gay for pay, like men who claim to be heterosexual, but for a few coins, they'll do a little something. But she said the opposite, that he's trying to act like he's straight to get paid.
Overall, my impression from reviewing a lot of these lives is that these so-called friends lured her in with false promises of friendship and recognition. They made this person who was longing for connection feel special as long as she continued to gift on their lives and to provide entertainment for their lives that was of monetary value to them. A huge part of this story is that at one point Braid King agreed to do Rizi's hair, but due to a misunderstanding, because Rizi was unable to interpret and decipher that this was a meeting due to business and that it had nothing to do with becoming friends or having any kind of friendship, that she actually ended up having to spend $2,500 to accommodate him for this service.
$2,500 for some braids, girl, that must mean you really need to really get some financial literacy. If that's the case, girl, I would've went to the motherfucking Africans, bitch, which is probably your motherfucking sisters, you dummy, bitch, and paid $180 and got some braids down to my ass, bitch. You want luxury, bitch. You want to be saying that you flew a nigga out, bitch. You did this. I didn't even charge you, bitch. Bitch, I didn't even charge you, bitch. You didn't put $1 in my pocket, bitch. You spent money to get me there, you like a dumb fuck. Bitch, you did that, not me. Bitch, I don't got nothing to do with that, girl. Bitch, I couldn't have spent $2,500 on some motherfucking braids, bitch. I couldn't even charged $2,500 for some braids, bitch. You need to use your own brain then if that's how much fucking money you end up spending, dummy.
I mean, there are videos of this. Is this woman named Tea Time who
Now she spent the money on him, mind you, $2,500, and that's the thing she got. Okay. Now she's gonna talk about tea time. She's gonna show a clip of her also.
is also part of this group, and she can be seen partying with Braid King recently. Around the time that this footage was dropped of them together, she was actually caught live streaming while driving in her car with kids in the back seat and hit somebody, a man, Darren Lucas, who was in a pedestrian crosswalk, and he
Okay, so with that all being said, let's go to the last clip. All of these people are just so nefarious at the end of the day.
Times the HB.
Now, this is the one named Heartbreaker who told her to unalive herself a myriad of times. And here is a screenshot, resurfaced snapshot of Deshina, aka Heartbreaker, inciting Rizi to unalive herself. There's a screenshot. It says, "What's taking you so long to unalive? What's taking you so long to unalive?" See, this is why she admitted to it. She couldn't lie. Because she knows there's videos all over TikTok of her telling that girl to do that. And she knows that there's screenshots. That's the only reason she fessed up. But even when she did, she still tried to play the victim. They all are trying to play the victims.
Tell Rizi to unalive herself. And because HB is not answering me, if you all have any of the clips, I'll gladly play them so we can count how many times together.
HB, are you purposely not answering her or not answering that question?
No, you can ask me whatever question you want.
They want to know if you recall how many times since you've been Rizi's friend did you tell her to unalive herself?
I can't recall.
Because it's been a lot.
In return of her telling me to do it once, I told her to do it, and I think one time when she talked about me getting messed with as a child, I told her again. Two that I can remember for certain. But on Messy Talk, that's a common thing to say, so who knows how many times.
I couldn't keep count because I was present for a lot of them. And you have a couple people in your queue.
Heartbreaker, also known as HB. Her real name is Deshina Hurd. And you guys can go on Reddit and watch full uncensored clips. Type in Rizi's Live in the search bar.
It was never that was never the situation. That was never like the situation of him turning.
Now, this is Rizi having a conversation where they're basically trying to say that she wanted to sleep with what the guy's name, Braid King, but she's telling them that was not her intentions, that she was waiting until she got married. Poor Rizi. This is just so damn sad.
You can't focus on the comments or the people outside of you and Braid. You see, I'm not reading. For real, I'm not reading because when I'm drunk, I'm one
Braid. But the thing is, like, when it comes to me turning him turning me down, do y'all mean in like a actual way? Because I was very clear that I'm not having X until I'm married. And I don't know why. I think it's because most of y'all are promiscuous and you just have sex with whoever. And that's why you have to have your my chart whenever you go like have sex with somebody. But the only time I've ever had, X was when I was raped. Or raped. So, yeah, I don't know what y'all mean setting him up or he turned me down or I wanted that dingling and all that stuff. It's distasteful for me.
And they were just being low down and nefarious. Now, sitting there telling her that she was trying to set the Braid King up and she just flew him out there or whatever, and he turned her down. Even if that's true, why are they worried about it? These people are so darn pathetic. Let's continue.
Because I want a man that literally, I want a man that's my husband. That's I'm gonna have children with and remain a family with.
That's why you can't read comments. Their whole play is to provoke you and influence. Just saying, those are true people down there, babe.
With that been said, I'm just waiting for the police to make an arrest. Okay, they all need to be in jail. We've heard numerous videos of them all just bullying her. Okay, admitting that they were using her for her money. Like I told you, one of them asked her for $25,000. They claimed that it was something, I think it was something they told her they would do, but they would only do it if she gave them the $25,000. Like, these people are just a mess. Okay. Songwriter Sunny said, you can smell her weakness. Yes. And here's the thing. They knew that she was weak. They knew that she was fragile. They knew that she had mental health issues. This young girl when she was in a mental health facility. And while she was there, they were trying to even taunt her then, specifically Heartbreaker. Okay? Specifically Heartbreaker. And it's just all so sad, like I told you all. And she was sitting there talking about, getting married and having a husband, and just sadly, she never lived to see it. She just never lived to see it. And I just really hate that for her. I hate bullies. Okay, bullies are nothing but cowards who prey on people that they know are weaker than them. And that is so darn sad. Okay, here's one more clip.
Heartbreaker. This picture here with the filters, that's how she presents on TikTok. This is her history.
I could say we could do 25K and I'll forget everything.
Rizi? 25K of what?
Dollars.
You want $25,000?
What if we work something out over a 6-month plan?
So that's the thing. Our money can't, our friendship can't be predicated on money. It never was.
So I'm still not accepting the apology then. And that's fine.
Okay.
Now, did y'all hear them asking her for $25,000? Are they crazy? Okay, that's how big of a fool they thought she was and how much of a joke they took her for. And she told them that their relationship or their friendship shouldn't be predicated on money because she finally started to wake up. Okay? She finally started to wake up.
We'll get more into Braid King, but trying to extort Rizi for money was a constant habit of Heartbreaker. And she helped facilitate that on numerous occasions. Not only just for Rizi, but for a lot of people. Like I said, nudes were things that she would threaten to put out if you didn't pay. This is just the beginning. This is Heartbreaker. This picture here with the filters, that's how she presents.
Okay, so y'all heard that. Honey, she's going down for the count. They're all going down. Sitting there extorting her and then talking about you're going to show nude pics and all of that stuff. Girl, these people are nefarious, okay? I don't know how they live with themselves. And even after she's dead and gone, they still have been online talking trash about it. Okay, still online talking trash, as you heard for yourselves. Okay, so with that all being said, let's talk about Sheriff-elect Derwin Brown, who passed away 25 years ago, December the 15th of this year, made 25 years. I just can't believe it's been that long because you all know that I told you before that I knew Sheriff-elect Derwin Brown, okay? I knew him, and if y'all remember the story, as a matter of fact, he was there that night when me and my friend Heather went to Steak and Shake, and there was a fight, and I got out and got in the fight to help someone who was getting jumped. The manager called the police showed up, and we're talking about taking everybody to jail, and Derwin Brown said, hold on, I know her. It's like, Queen, what are you doing out here? And I told him exactly what happened, and everybody went to jail except the Queen. I shouldn't have gone to jail. I was being a good Samaritan, as far as I was concerned. Okay, there was a guy working in the Steak and Shake, and they would always stay open like 24 hours back then, okay? And so basically, the manager told him to tell everybody they were closed. and the line was long, and it's like maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. Everybody's like just left the club and we're all hungry, so everybody's like, it's a line of cars, okay? And so the guy says, hey, we're closed, we're not taking any more orders. So this one guy, I guess he was hella hungry, so he got out of his car. This big buff dude, he gets out of his car and he walks up to the window and he asked the cook, or the guy that's working in there, I don't know if he's a cook or not, but he asked the dude, he's like, what you mean y'all ain't taking no more orders? And the guy said, the manager said, we're done for the night. We're not taking any more orders. So they get into an argument. He reaches through the window and punches the guy in the face, turns around and starts walking back to his car. The guy comes out like, oh, I'm about to get my lick back. And the guy who comes out, now he's a tall, slim dude. The other guy's way bigger than him, and which is probably why he felt he could punch him in the face. So the guy comes out and he's like, hey, why you hit me in my face? The guy turns around to get into a fight. The little dude is actually winning. He body slams the big dude on top of him, giving him the business. And these 3 chicks who are in the car with him get out. And they jump in and start helping him because he's losing. I'm in the car with Heather. I take off my coat and I get out. And Heather's like, Queen, where are you going? I said, to help his ass. I ain't letting this go down. So I go and jump in the fight and start fighting the girls. That's when the manager comes out, calls the police. The police show up. The first officer didn't look like me. He's like, y'all are all going to jail, this, that, and the third. And then, like I said, Sheriff Derwin, he wasn't the sheriff at the time, but Derwin Brown showed up. And because he knew me or whatever, I didn't go to jail. That's all I'm saying. And I don't think the charges would have stuck anyway, because that was self-defense. See, I don't condone violence unless it's in defense of yourself or someone else. Okay, I saw 3 people, actually 4, including the guy, all jump this man. So I'm sorry, I'm not watching that. That's what I'm not gonna do. All right. Well, these days I might not be so quick to jump in because I'm older. This was 25 years ago. Please pay attention. Now, that all being said, let's get into it, because Sheriff Derwin Brown, or the Sheriff-elect Derwin Brown, was assassinated. And the former sheriff, Sidney Dorsey, was the one who set it all up, and he's currently in prison. But now, just a few days ago, this audio comes out where he's actually admitting to setting it all up. Okay, so let's go to the reports. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. All right, here we go. Hold on, beloveds. Trying to see why. Oh, it's not letting me start until this ad finishes. Hold on for a second.
You are accountable. You're responsible. That's what I want. When all this is over and said and done, I want some.
Now, this is the voice of former Sheriff Sidney Dorsey. Okay, this is the audio.
I want to look over here because, see, I haven't totally reconciled the fact that, Sidney, you are a murderer.
History records the assassination of DeKalb County Sheriff-elect Derwin Brown 25 years ago this past Monday, and that Sidney Dorsey, the incumbent Brown had beaten in an election, was convicted of Brown's murder and other crimes and sentenced to life plus 23 years in prison. But now we have a recording that apparently took place at Georgia State Prison in July 2007. It indicates there is an interview of Sidney Dorsey, and present were then DeKalb District Attorney Gwen Keys Fleming, Chief Investigator John Ritchie, Chief Assistant DA Don Geary, and Jean Canavan. She says she was Deputy Chief Assistant DA at the time.
And you're telling Patrick Cuppy to kill Derwin Brown.
I was telling him, yeah. Except I didn't, in other words, I didn't say kill him.
Right.
I used the word assassinate, but I didn't, I'm not trying to get out of anything. I'm just trying to tell you the truth. I never used the word in my life. I've never spelled the word in my life, so I didn't know how to spell it. But that was what I meant.
Former DeKalb DA J. Tom Morgan, who led the Dorsey prosecution, says Patrick Cuffey coordinated the Brown murder and later got immunity and testified against Dorsey. In the recording, Dorsey seems to suggest there had been fallout linked to a sexual harassment suit brought shortly before the election in connection with a woman with whom he had an affair, a woman he suggests the record shows had met with Brown.
It all but destroyed my marriage. So I saw Cuffey and I wrote a little note. I was trying to spell assassinate, but I couldn't spell it. I wrote ASITA or something like that. Brown.
Dorsey seemed to suggest he had a change of heart.
I was not angry anymore. I kind of fell down. I was okay. I was ready to move on. And so I saw him and I said, listen, I said, I was crazy. I was out of my mind. I want to move on with my life. I said, forget that.
Prosecutor Morgan says he'll never believe Dorsey tried to call off the Brown assassination, that he doesn't believe Cuffey and the hit team would move forward without Dorsey's blessings.
As soon as he stepped in, he had this kind of look on his face. I said to Cuffey, I says, was that you? Meaning that, did you do that? And he said, oh, no. It was MD. And then he went on to tell me what had transpired.
Prosecutor Morgan says Melvin Walker, also convicted in the killing, went by the initials MD. The interview team seemed to take Dorsey to task a number of times.
When the man walks in and admits a murder to you, you know it's on the TV. You told absolutely nobody.
I did no. I absolutely did nothing. I said nothing. I did nothing. Yes, that was completely wrong. There's no way I'm gonna try and just talk my way out of that. So whatever that condemnation is, you're right.
We plan to post the entirety of the recordings later tonight on WSBTV.com. There is much more. For instance, Dorsey seems to deny he had a hit list that included J. Tom Morgan or that Cuffey told him he had any list. Morgan says Cuffey told him to his face there was a hit list consisting of him and former Channel 2 reporter Dale Cardwell, who exposed corruption in the Dorsey administration leading up to the election. Mark Winnie, Channel 2 Action News.
The holidays can be hectic, but with Publix, you can spend less time in the kitchen.
So with that all been said, after 25 years, the audio comes out. I mean, I'm sorry, but we already knew. Okay, we already knew. Now I'm gonna go to this footage. Hold on. I'm gonna go to this footage from another report. The hit and the assassination of Derwin Brown. Okay, let's get into it.
Powerful sheriff, mired in allegations of corruption, loses a contentious fight to hold on to his position. A brave police captain, vowing to clean up the department, wins that high-profile election, but he would never take the office.
Exposing corruption during an election campaign can get you killed.
25 years ago, a hit on Derwin Brown days before he was to be sworn in as DeKalb County's new sheriff.
This was a planned assassination.
Tonight, we're bringing you never-before-heard stories from behind the scenes, the tips that exposed deep corruption.
He said, I've got the biggest story that's ever been told, but no one has the guts to tell it.
The actual hit list that went far beyond the sheriff-elect.
He wanted Derwin killed, he wanted me killed, and he wanted Dale Cardwell. And I prayed about it. Please, please protect my family.
And the lasting impact of the shocking case on investigators, the community, and families.
First of all, the most powerful source in this world is love. And he was love.
This is The Hit.
Now, that was Derwin Brown's daughter, I'm pretty sure, because she looks just like him. And the sad thing is, after he passed away, his wife died like a few years later. of a broken heart, according to her children. And I can only imagine, because they had been together for years. Okay, that had to be, just imagine. He was murdered like Medgar Evers. I mean, it was awful. Shot with AK-47s, I do believe, and he was in his own front yard. He had just gone out to a bar with some of his colleagues to celebrate his win. He was going to be sworn in, okay, the next day, and went home, and they were waiting for him in the bushes. And he was assassinated right there in his own front yard, while his wife and children, even though his children were grown, but nonetheless, they were all in the house and heard the gunshots and all of that. Just imagine. Okay, that still has to be traumatizing. Okay, till this day.
Assassination of Derwin Brown.
It was a stunning case in Metro Atlanta that captured national headlines. Good evening, I'm Karen Greer. Days before Christmas, a gunman targeted DeKalb County Sheriff-elect Derwin Brown as he arrived home with roses for his wife. Now, 25 years later, we go in depth with those closest to the case to reveal the clues that blew the investigation wide open, deals that had to be made with the killers, and the list of people they wanted dead.
A murder, an assassination, an ambush, as police have referred to this, rarely gets any bigger or more shocking than this.
Here, and now there's a new sheriff in town.
Stunned when Brown was gunned down.
The house with the blue Christmas lights on it, that we understand was Sheriff-elect Derwin Brown's house, the house in front of which he was gunned down.
Let me say this too. Derwin Brown was a good cop. He was like one of the best. And the reason he was assassinated is because he said the first thing he was going to do was clean house. The first thing he was going to do was clean house. He was getting rid of all the corruption. Okay, he was going to call all of them out. They were all going to be fired. He was cleaning house. And that made him a lot of enemies. Okay, that made him a lot of enemies. And Sidney Dorsey was upset because he lost the election. Okay, and he was doing a bunch of corrupt things, and also using, money that was for the police department for personal things, using police officers for his personal things, having them like escort his children to school and things like that, in police vehicles and whatnot, just doing things that he wasn't supposed to do, and also involved in other corrupt practices. Okay, and Derwin, I just wish that he had not spoken and told people what he was going to do before he did it, because they never gave him a chance.
It was the summer of 2000 and a heated election season in DeKalb County, a county that had its first Black sheriff, Sidney Dorsey.
Very colorful figure, sort of a cowboy in many ways, kind of unrestrained.
Sid Dorsey was untouchable. The sheriff was extremely powerful and with such a significant budget.
Dorsey was locked in a tight runoff race for re-election. His challenger, Derwin Brown, a 22-year veteran of the DeKalb County Police Department.
He wanted to bring honesty to government. He was a charismatic figure in and of his own right.
For me, my daddy was Superman. He was literally invincible.
Brown, a father of 5, campaigned on a promise to clean up corruption, and there was plenty of it.
John, Monica, these accusations surfaced with this federal lawsuit.
As Election Day neared, Dale Cardwell, a Channel 2 Action News reporter at the time, started receiving tips about Dorsey's sketchy business dealings. The first tip came during a chance encounter.
My photographer, Jim Bridges, and I went to Dairy Queen to get a soft serve. I'm standing there in line, and this guy comes and pokes me on the shoulder. I turn around, he says, "You're Dale Cardwell with Channel 2. And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I've got the biggest story that's ever been told, but no one has the guts to tell it." And I said, "Well, try me." And he says, "Here's my card, call me." So I called the guy, and he said, "Sheriff Dorsey is using on-duty deputies to man his private security jobs all over Metro Atlanta."
Can I ask you a question?
Cardwell then went undercover and caught DeKalb County Detention Officer Sergeant Joe Murray working private security at a bank while being paid by taxpayers.
Are you on the clock? Are you on the county clock right now? That's not your business. So what does Sheriff Dorsey have to say about this? No comment. In fact, he's refused every request for an interview. But after we told him what our story was about, he sent us this revised version of Sergeant Murray's hours that day, a new form which now shows Murray was on leave without pay the whole afternoon we were watching him at the bank. So which of these pay sheets should the public believe?
Prior to the Dale Caldwell story breaking, myself and an investigator in J. Tom Morgan's office went and interviewed Sheriff Dorsey. You know, he asked me, was I recording him? And I said, no, but I was recording him. And I told him about the story that was getting ready to break.
My phone started ringing off the hook with sources inside the sheriff's department, inside county government saying, oh, you think that's bad? How about this?
Cardwell also received these exclusive photographs showing jail inmates fixing homes that belong to his wife's constituents.
I'm Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Patrick Cuffey.
Can we talk to you about your record?
And he exposed how one of Dorsey's deputies, Patrick Cuffey, was on the force despite a domestic violence conviction, and that Cuffey had received a shocking amount of overtime.
With the exception of just 2 days, Cuffey's official timesheets claim he's worked 7 days a week, including double shifts every weekend for every single week this year.
We determined it's not humanly possible for him to have worked that many hours and claim for, but nobody questioned him.
On paper, he should have been making about $45,000 a year, but he had over $60,000 in overtime.
The corruption didn't end there.
Channel 2's Dale Cardwell is with us with more on his exclusive story.
A source inside the sheriff's department tipped off Cardwell to the so-called badge file. Dorsey had given out badges to more than 200 people who did not even work for the department.
Talking about he was rampant with corruption. And by the way, that guy they just showed, Patrick Cuffey, he was the one that was hired as the hitman.
And he faced a federal lawsuit after one of his detention officers claimed she had an affair with Sheriff Dorsey and that he sexually harassed her.
Did you sleep with the sheriff at his mother's house?
Yes, sir, I did.
Does his mother know that?
Yes.
As the allegations mounted, Dorsey still refused to talk on camera with Channel 2, but the sheriff could not escape growing pressure and criticism.
Sheriff Dorsey, I, Derwin Brown, Captain, Assistant Precinct Commander of the DeKalb Public Safety Department, is hereby calling upon you to step down.
At one point, a former political pollster changed his endorsement from Dorsey to Brown.
We have witnessed some disturbing information on the news.
And there was finger pointing from the sheriff's camp too.
Don't let Channel 2, don't let that man right there deter you from going back to the polls tomorrow. Because that's what this is all designed for.
As the candidates headed to the polls, they made a final appeal to voters.
I want to ask the public to come out and vote today. It's extremely important that we turn out.
I think that some people have simply gone across the line.
On Election Day in August of 2000, Derwin Brown beat Sid Dorsey by a 2-1 margin. It was a blistering defeat, and Dorsey promised action against those he blamed for his loss.
Certainly, these kinds of attacks should not go unnoticed.
Dorsey also blasted the media.
No, I think it was very unfair and very slanted and very biased reporting.
I hope that he takes this in stride. And as I've always been taught through my days in sports, learn how to be a good loser.
Dale Cardwell is why Sidney Dorsey lost the election.
We all said there was no chance he was going to win this election.
Right. I met Derwin Brown one time. Much like people are shocked that I never talked to Sid Dorsey. I met Derwin Brown one time. And it was after the election, and it's when he held a news conference to say that I am terminating 36 people that work in the sheriff's department. And his advisors told him, don't do it, Derwin. Don't do it. Don't telegraph that you're letting those people go. And he said, no, it's the right thing to do. They have families and they need to make arrangements to make a living.
Now, I just want y'all to pay attention. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? He was told not to let these people know they're getting fired. It's 36 people. But he wanted them to know so they could make arrangements, so they could figure out where they're going to be working after. Still looking out for these crooks and these corrupt cops, because that's the kind of person he was, and it cost him his life, sadly. Let's continue.
A month after that news conference, as Derwin Brown returned home from a dinner celebration, a gunman ambushed him in his driveway as he carried flowers to give his wife for her birthday.
I opened the door and I called Derwin. And I just said, Derwin. Then I opened it. And I stepped out.
And I just remember repeating over and over and over, I want my daddy. I want my daddy.
There were 16 shots fired that night. 12 of them hit Derwin.
This was brutal.
This was a planned assassination. Immediately, there was theorizing.
Hey, hold on, let me correct myself. What the hell was I thinking? I told you all his kids were grown when that happened. No, they weren't. That was 25 years ago. They were kids. Okay, they were kids. Like Medgar Evers' children were kids when he was assassinated in his own front yard.
That maybe Sid Dorsey had something to do with the murder of Derwin Brown, but he had an alibi.
As investigators worked in the rain outside Brown's home, decorated for Christmas, concern quickly shifted to others possibly in danger.
You were worried for the safety of some other people that night as well. What happened? There were some calls made.
We were concerned first about the safety of WSB reporter Dale Cardwell.
Turns out there were others on a hit list, but who was behind the plot? Tonight, there's new information about the trail that almost went cold.
She took a napkin and she scribbled on the napkin, that was the beginning of the end.
And
Let me tell you all something. At the end of the day, his wife died, like I said, just a few years after this. She actually died Christmas Eve of 2006. Christmas Eve of 2006. Why do you think she died on Christmas Eve? Derwin was assassinated on December the 15th. I'm pretty sure the toll of him not being there for another holiday and just remembering the tragedy that happened. And mind you, she'd actually had a stroke prior to that. I mean, it really took a toll on her health. It was so obvious to see. She had a stroke and it was difficult for her to walk or whatever. It was debilitating. Okay. And so anyway, she ended up dying days after she had a candlelight vigil commemorating the anniversary of her husband's murder. Isn't that awful? Isn't that awful? And I'm going to tell you all something. Trauma and grief can absolutely cause sickness within the body. It absolutely can. And people can absolutely die from a broken heart.
Deals that prosecutors would have to make to get justice for the hit, the assassination of Derwin Brown.
Find little evidence, and police feared others may be dead as well.
There were like a half dozen police officers standing in my front yard. GBI, State Patrol, and DeKalb Police, and rain was dripping off the rims of their hats. And like, Mr. Cardwell, Sheriff-elect of DeKalb County, Derwin Brown, was murdered in his driveway within the hour. He's dead. We expected to find you dead as well.
At that point, were you finally realizing the dangers?
Yes, that's when it really hit me, Karen, of what I'd done to my family, of the danger that I'd put them in. And I prayed about it. And I said, God, if you have me to do this, and this is your will for my life, please, please protect my family.
As the sun came up hours after the assassination, investigators got a better look at the scene at Derwin Brown's home in DeKalb County.
We don't know exactly what they have been looking for over there.
I think what I remember most, I can see them still in my mind's eye, were the Christmas lights. Juxtaposed against this scene of horror.
Brown's family was living that horror. At the hospital, his wife Phyllis knew he was gone.
I never wanted him to have to utter those words. And as soon as he said Phyllis, I just put my hand up. I never looked at him. And I said, I know.
Derwin's wife, Phyllis, was sobbing in the corner, and Thomas and Chief Moody, who was the chief of police at the time, directed me to a room, and Derwin was lying there covered with a sheet. And I remember I pulled the sheet back and saw how his jaw had been shattered.
The well-respected husband and father was shot a dozen times here in his driveway, just steps from his front door. The cold-blooded assassination rocked this community, and immediately there was speculation that Sidney Dorsey could be involved.
I automatically thought that Sheriff Dorsey had something to do with it.
For the record, where our viewers can look into your eyes.
A pivotal moment in the investigation when Dorsey agreed to sit down with Channel 2 Action News reporter Mark Winnie.
I threw Sidney Dorsey sort of a verbal life preserver during the interview. A question that gave him something to hold on to that might also advance our interests in getting at the truth. And I asked him basically whether he was concerned a misguided supporter may have been involved in the Derwin Brown murder.
Maybe involved in the Brown slaying.
Yes, I am. I'm concerned. You always have to be concerned about the unknown, and what we're dealing with is a mystery murder. And when it's a mystery murder, certainly everyone is a suspect. So certainly the worst case scenario would be that the perpetrator happens to be one of our employees.
Do you want to answer whether you had anything at all to do with the slaying of Derwin Brown?
Yes, I do.
And your answer?
I did not. Nothing whatsoever.
Knock, knock, knocking on his door.
With Brown now buried, his family was desperate for answers. Several months after the assassination, a crime seemingly unrelated to Derwin Brown's murder would help break the case wide open.
We are in front of Patrick Cuffey's house. That is it right there behind us. And there is still plenty of evidence of the gun battle that happened here right in his front yard.
Then I got a tip, and they said, Dale, there was a break-in at this lady's apartment yesterday, and we think it has something to do with the shootout at Cuffey's house, and it also may have something to do with the murder of Derwin Brown.
Cardwell met with the woman. She was too afraid to talk, but she provided a key piece of information on a napkin.
She took a napkin and she scribbled on the napkin, "Junior shot kid." It was a dope deal.
That tip led police to charge Cuffey with murder for the shootout.
That was the beginning of the end. Patrick Cuffey sat in a jail cell and stewed, and he got angrier and angrier that Sid Dorsey was not sticking up for him. And he decided that he was going to tell the truth.
With investigators getting a clearer picture of the hit on Derwin Brown, Cardwell continued to fear for his safety.
And this is where I was getting ready to do the live shot.
On this night, someone shot at Cardwell as he reported on the case, the bullet barely missing his head.
Here's the bullet here.
And then a breakthrough.
Mr. Cuffey had information relating to the assassination of Derwin Brown.
Cuffey, who considered Dorsey a father figure, decided to tell all. Prosecutors arranged to meet him at a secret location.
We went back to DeKalb County Jail and secured warrants for Sidney Dorsey, David Ramsey, and Melvin Walker.
Who was the shooter?
The shooter was Melvin Walker. Paul Skyers was a getaway driver, and Cuffey and Ramsey were the backup shooters.
All of them either worked as deputies for the sheriff's department or for Dorsey's private security company. Prosecutors now knew the mastermind of the murder was ousted Sheriff Sidney Dorsey.
He does all of this planning and setup through Patrick Cuffey. So he calls Patrick Cuffey over to his house one day, and he writes on a sheet of paper, "I want you to kill Derwin Brown." And then he takes that paper and puts it in his mouth, chews it up, and swallows it.
At trial, Dorsey's own words would come back to haunt him. And Cuffey wanted immunity, but would jurors believe his story?
The jury, I can't even attempt to understand what they thought or what they heard.
And would anyone be held accountable for Brown's assassination?
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube, and the YouTube Music app all.
But for Brown's family, justice would not come quickly.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Melvin D. Walker, not guilty of murder.
The first jury verdict came back with acquittals. It was devastating.
In 2002, jurors acquitted triggerman Melvin Walker and David Ramsey, the backup shooter who stood nearby with a loaded gun.
How do you know David Ramsey, sir?
I grew up with David Ramsey.
During the trial, the jury dismissed much of what key witness Patrick Cuffey had to say. The former deputy and associate, Paul Skyers, received immunity for providing details about the deadly ambush of Sheriff-elect Derwin Brown. The verdict hit hard for many.
The jury, I can't even attempt to understand what they thought or what they heard.
And while the pair walked free on state charges, they would not evade justice. A federal jury found Walker and Ramsey guilty of violating Brown's civil rights and sentenced them to life. Several months later, Cuffey would return to the witness stand, coming face to face with his former boss.
Who shot and killed Derwin Brown?
Melvin Walker.
At whose request was Derwin Brown killed for?
At the request of Sidney Dorsey.
The man who sits right here?
Yes, sir.
Cuffey said they carried out the hit to keep or earn jobs at the DeKalb County Jail. He also testified the former sheriff had others on his hit list.
He wanted Derwin killed, he wanted me killed, and he wanted Dale Cardwell killed, in that order pretty quickly.
The first time I heard my name quoted as a target on a hit list was when Patrick Cuffey was on the stand and he said my name.
Perhaps the most damaging testimony came when the jury heard a wiretap worn by GBI agent Fred Mays. Before Brown's murder, Mays secretly recorded Dorsey talking about allegations that he ran a corrupt office.
He said, I know who's behind this, and I know it's that Derwin Brown, and he used some profanity towards Derwin Brown.
The jury deliberated for 3 days on murder, corruption, and other charges.
We, the jury, find the defendant as to count one guilty.
Phyllis Brown cried and trembled. She spoke to us moments after the verdict.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What are your thoughts on Sidney Dorsey?
I really have none. I have none. I think that justice is served.
It took them just a matter of minutes to find Mr. Dorsey guilty of RICO and corruption. They were hung up 10-2 on the murder. The jury foreman, he asked that they all close their eyes and hold hands and pray and to make the right decision. And then they voted silently, anonymously again, and it was 12-0 for conviction.
Derwin Brown's children say they still have questions.
Why? Nothing in his life would ever speak to say that he deserved something like that. I just couldn't fathom it.
I hope you die. I hope you burn in hell.
Brown's assassination, Melvin Walker, the triggerman, and David Ramsey, the backup shooter, are still serving life sentences. Patrick Cuffey received immunity and called Dale Cardwell years after the murder to apologize for having, as Cuffey called it, hatred in his heart. And Sidney Dorsey, the mastermind, here now in his mid-80s, is serving out his time in prison. Your words for former Sheriff Dorsey today.
I hope he is miserable. I hope he sees my father's image every time he closes his eyes. I hope that his family is suffering.
I hope you die. I hope you burn in hell. I hope you suffer. You suffer for the rest of your life until your last breath.
25 years later, the pain is still fresh. Derwin Brown's children have missed their father's love and holiday celebrations with him. Christmas will never be the same.
Christmas lights and decorations on the outside of the house is something I can't do because it just reminds me and it takes me right back there to that driveway, to that scene.
Family says they still have questions.
I want to know the truth. How did they really think that they were going to assassinate the sheriff and then have time to go down a whole list of people and get away with it?
Among their questions, why the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office was not held responsible for the killer's actions.
The county didn't reach out and help in any way. It seemed like to us that nobody seemed to even care.
What do you want people to know about your father's legacy?
The most powerful source in this world is love. And he was loved. When it came to his family, when it came to his community, he was loved in every which way. His integrity. And I want people to remember that his fight for DeKalb was not him just becoming the sheriff. He was fighting for DeKalb County way before that.
Others closest to the case 25 years ago are also taking time to reflect.
I still cannot believe a person would have another person murdered because they beat him in an election. I was shocked then, and I'm, still shocked to this day.
It's important to note Derwin Brown's efforts to clean up corruption were not in vain. They worked. He should not have had to sacrifice his life for that to happen.
And he paid the ultimate price. So it's something I think we should all remember. And as we go down this path and hope that this is never repeated and that his lessons will continue to pay benefits in terms of ethical government, efficient government, and solid, honest law enforcement.
The First Amendment investigative journalism is what keeps this country going, because without that, we would have no way to expose corruption. And Dale Cardwell and WSB is a perfect example about how important that is.
Dale, you brought this to the attention of everyone. You held the powerful accountable. You changed the face of DeKalb.
It's our job. I did my job, but there were tremendously sad circumstances. And
you do it all again?
I wish I could do it differently. I wish that there would have been a way to expose the corruption without it leading to the murder of Derwin Brown.
All right, with that all being said, I'm out of here, you guys. I hope you all enjoyed that. Rest in peace to Derwin Brown and rest in peace to Phyllis Brown. Okay, and condolences to his children who no longer have a mother or father because of this assassination. With that all being said, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. I will see you all in the morning with your morning wake-up call. Until then, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest artist right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got